In 2009, Britain imposed direct rule over this Caribbean territory. The Turks and Caicos Islands, TCI, span 366 square miles, 948 square kilometers, across 40 islands and cays, with only 8 inhabited, and a population of approximately 46,900 as of 2025. Located southeast of the Bahamas and north of Haiti and the Dominican Republic, the archipelago divides into the Turks Islands, 8 small islands, and the larger Caicos Islands, 6 main islands plus cays, separated by a deep oceanic trench. Its capital, Cockburn Town on Grand Turk Island, has a population of about 3,700 and features historic salt ponds. The islands may have been found by Christopher Columbus in 1492. Others suggest that the islands were first sighted by Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de Leon, in 1512, during his voyages. The indigenous Lucay and Taino people, skilled in fishing, conch harvesting, and seafaring, inhabited the area, but Spanish colonizers enslaved many to labor in Hispaniola, modern Haiti and Dominican Republic, leading to their near-total decimation by disease and exploitation by 1513. Europeans arrived sporadically in the 1600s. Bermudan salt rakers began settling the salt flats of Grand Turk and Salt Cay in the 1670s and 1680s, establishing the island's early industry of harvesting sea salt for export. After the American War of Independence, British loyalists fleeing the United States settled, bringing enslaved Africans to establish cotton plantations on Providenciales and Middle Caicos. However, poor soil and hurricanes caused the industry to collapse by the early 1800s, with slavery abolished empire-wide in 1834. Britain formally annexed the islands in 1799, initially administering them as part of the Bahamas colony. They operated as a separate colony from 1848 to 1873, then became a dependency of Jamaica in 1874. When Jamaica gained independence in 1962, TCI received Crown Colony status with its own administrator. In 1965, it reverted to Bahamian oversight until the Bahamas' independence in 1973, after which TCI was granted its own British-appointed governor and began developing self-governance. Self-government advanced in the 1970s. In 1976, the People's Democratic Movement, PDM, won the first general election, and James Alexander George Smith, JAGS, McCartney became the inaugural chief minister, advocating for economic diversification beyond salt and fishing. Momentum toward independence built in the 1980s. A 1982 commission reviewed constitutional options and economic paths. However, progress halted after the 1980 election of Chief Minister Norman Saunders of the Progressive National Party, PNP, who favored continued British dependency over full sovereignty. Saunders' tenure ended abruptly in 1985 when he and 2 others were convicted in the United States for cocaine trafficking, prompting UK reforms including the 1988 Constitution to enhance integrity standards. TCI thus remained a British overseas territory, with its economy shifting toward tourism and offshore finance. In 2009, Britain reinstated direct rule, suspending democratic institutions in a move decried as modern recolonisation. The elected government was dissolved, the Premier, Cabinet, and House of Assembly ceased operations, and the 2006 Constitution, which had replaced the 1988 version, was partially suspended. All executive and legislative powers transferred to the British-appointed governor. At the time, Governor Gordon Wetherell, appointed in 2008, assumed full control, later succeeded by Rick Todd in 2011, who exercised these powers until direct rule ended in 2012. Then Premier Galmo Williams condemned it as an invasion and recolonisation by the UK, dismantling a duly elected government. But why did Britain intervene so decisively? In 2008, amid rapid development from tourism booms, the UK launched an investigation into systemic corruption under Premier Michael Missick of the PNP, who had won elections in 2003 and 2007. This inquiry was led by Sir Robin Auld. The 2009 report exposed systemic corruption and serious dishonesty, including weak governance, financial mismanagement, exploitation of powers, and institutional failures among 14 officials. It recommended partial constitutional suspension and direct rule, which the UK implemented on August 14, 2009. Reforms followed swiftly. In 2010, a Special Investigation and Prosecution Team, SIPT, was established to pursue corruption cases, leading to arrests and asset recoveries. The new 2011 Constitution, 15 pages longer than its predecessor, introduced enforceable good governance principles, an independent integrity commission, limits on ministerial discretion, a stronger public service commission, and expanded governor oversight to prevent abuse, balancing local autonomy with accountability. After 3 years of direct rule, elections returned in November 2012, with the PNP victorious under Dr. Rufus Ewing as the new premier. Direct rule formally ended that month, restoring ministerial government. Misick, who resigned in March 2009 amid the scandal, fled but was arrested in Brazil in December 2012 at Britain's request and extradited. He returned to TCI in 2014, was charged with corruption, bribery, and money laundering, and released on bail. His trial, delayed repeatedly by legal challenges, COVID-19 disruptions in 2020, and procedural issues, finally began in December 2024. As of October 2025, proceedings continue without a verdict. A decision was recently delayed. Today, TCI thrives as a premier tourism destination, with over 70% of its GDP from visitors drawn to Grace Bay Beach, named the world's best in 2025, and 18 new resorts under construction by 2026. Yet, echoes of 2009 linger. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like and share.